What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Saturday tournament, and today this is the introduction to the deck that we use for the 3 rounds. And this time around, we're playing a Mega Manectric Garbodor deck. Now, you might be saying, alright, Squeaky, we saw this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Grant Manley played it for top 4, but this list is like totally different than his. He actually played Apollyon in his, and I see right now we're not playing Apollyon. And you might be like, alright, Squeaky, then you lose the fighting decks because, you know, Mega Manectric is just weak to fighting. And I will go over here in a second how we actually beat it. But if you don't know, Mega Manectric has the attack Turbo Bolt, 110, and you attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard piles to one of your bench Pokemon. And this way, you can actually, get multiple Mega Manectrics going. Mega Manectric has free retreat, so you can easily just switch between Mega Manectrics, which is pretty cool there. So you get Turbo Bolt onto any of your bench Pokemon. So you can do it to, you know, maybe Manectric. You can do it to Shaman, who has setup, draw to have 6 cards, or Sky Return for 30. We have 1 Jirachi here. I actually like this combination. 2 Shaman and 1 Jirachi. So maybe like beginning game, you're like, oh, I can't Ultra Ball for a Shaman really, because I can only get like 2 cards, or 2 or 3 cards off it. But if we had a Jirachi, we could just grab an in automatically. So that's why Jirachi's in here. You can Ultra Ball, grab a Jirachi straight away, and play it if it's not prized, which is pretty cool there. And you do have regular Manectric EX for Overrun, 20 and 20, Assault Laser for 120, if there's a tool attached to the opponent's Pokemon. Now, remember, I just said you get Turbo Bolt to anybody. You can attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, and one of these Pokemon here is going to be Trubbish. Now you'd be like, alright, Squeaky, what are you talking about? Trubbish, who cares if you can Turbo Bolt to him? But Trubbish actually has an attack called Tool Drop. It does 20 damage for each Pokemon tool attached to a Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. Alright, so if for some reason there's 9 tools in play, you can do 180 damage, knocking out those Lander CX, maybe Lucario. Groudon, not so much. I still think Groudon's probably an auto loss for this deck. You might be able to beat Groudon if you can like overrun and hit like the Groudon's early and then Tool Drop for a knockout, but even then it's really hard. But yeah, we're gonna use Tool Drop Trubbish here to actually take some knockouts, which is pretty cool here. And also Tool Drop Trubbish could maybe knock out some Hippowdons that the deck would struggle with. Klinklang is not such a big deal because you already played the Garbodor to shut down Klinklang. So the only like bad matchup now is most likely just Groudon. Even then, I'll have to test it out more to see if it's a winnable matchup. I mean, in theory, it seems cute, but I'm not sure if it's the best. And we, of course, had 2 Garbodor here with Garbodor Toxin. Shut down all abilities, so no Crobat, no Golbat, no Shaman, no Jirachi. That's all the main ones in the game right now that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe Darkrai, if people are playing Dark decks for some reason. Yeah, that's the ones all I can think of top of my head there. And that's all the Pokemon in here. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty techy. Play Jirachi and Shaman. I really like this a lot. And let's go over the tools here. We play 1 Battle Compressor, search deck for 3 cards, and discard them. And here, you can discard 2 energies, maybe a Lightning, a Psychic, and a Supporter card. Maybe if you have a Verse Seeker in your hand, but not a Supporter, you can discard like an N, a Juniper, or maybe a Colress. And that way you can Verse Seeker for the same turn. Computer Search just for consistency, discard 2 cards in your hand, search to any card. 2 Max Potions, which I really like a lot. So if you don't understand the whole Mega Manectric thing, let's say there's a Mega Manectric in the axe spot, a 1 on the bench. You Turbo Bolt last turn, 2 energies from him to the bench guy, alright? So next turn, this Mega Manectric in the axe spot takes a hit. Like, oh man, he has like 20 HP left. What'd I do? You're like, alright, free retreat to the other Mega Manectric. Max Potion the bench Mega Manectric, and then you can Turbo from the active to the bench there, basically healing all the damage off and getting all the energies back into play, which is pretty cool. And that's one of the reasons why I love Mega Manectric so much, because of this combo. I see some lists not even play Max Potions, and I'm like, what are you doing? It's why it's so good. So I love Max Potions in the deck. 4 Ultra Ball just for max consistency, get Pokemon out whenever you need it. 4 VS Seeker to your supporters. We play 1 Colress, 2 Lysander, 3 N, and 4 Juniper. If I could fit a second Colress in here, I would like that a lot. The bench is usually filled up pretty quickly. Maybe cut a 3rd in for a second Colress, but early game Colress is not good, blah, 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 blah. So we cut 3 in right now. 3 Rough Seas. Rough Seas heals 30 damage for each of your Lightning or Water Pokemon. We don't play any Water Pokemon. So basically, your Lightning Pokemon, which is good. The same theory, like I said before, you can actually switch between Manectrics. If you have 3 on the field, you can be like, alright, active to retreat, send him up and heal. Retreat this one to the other one to heal both of those. Send up the very first one. And yeah, Rough Season is really good. Without noticing, you can start healing 90 a turn from 3 Mega Manectrics, which is pretty nice there. 4 Floatstone. Now you might be like, alright, Squeaky, that's a lot of Floatstones. But you want to get a Floatstone early into Trubbish, and you can put Floatstones on Jirachis and Shaman, so that way they have free retreat, and you just like Floatstone a Shaman turn 1. So like, let's say turn 1 you draw into a Floatstone, and you start a Shaman, and you're like, oh man. You can play 3, you're like, oh, I only have 2 left, what do I do there? But with 4, you're like, alright, that's fine, we can Floatstone the active retreat, well, you'll be okay. We play 3 Manectric Spearlings, so that way your turn doesn't end. 2 Muscle Band to actually help with the Garbodor, or with the Trubbish, because now you only need 6 tools in play. No. Yeah, 8 tools in play. Sorry, I don't know why. It's 9 tools started without Muscle Band, but 8 with the Muscle Band. You actually knock out some Pokemon that way. And we play 2 Head Ringer here, so that way EX Pokemon have 1 more colorless energy to attack. Maybe since Groudon needs 5 energies, you could maybe win that way. I'm not sure how good that would work. And we play 6 Lightning and 3 Psychic energies. It's that way you can use Tool Drop. And also you could use it to use Turbo Bolt. It only needs the Lightning and the colors. And that's the deck. It's a really consistent deck. I really like it a lot. I've been testing it a lot, and it has great matches across the board. It's only like auto loss is Groudon. Like I said, Landorus, you know, it's shaky, but with Tool Drop, it might be able to work. And Hawlucha is another scary deck. Hawlucha Garbodor is a scary deck. Against Hawlucha, you don't want to put your Garbodors down because you're shutting off their Shining Spirit, I think that's what it's called, where they can't hit for weakness. But once they get hit for weakness, you gotta be watching out. You're just gonna lose that way. But hope you enjoy this deck, and there's some exciting games here. Game 1 and Game 3 are really good games. But hope you enjoy this deck, and let's see it in action here.